It's so weird to be talking about this literally right when Godzilla minus one is being proclaimed as being the best of the year, not just by me, but by other people. But Legendary is smart. They put out the trailer today to Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, the sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong that came out in 2021. I want to give my thoughts on the trailer. Now, in the past, I've actually done trailer breakdowns on the channel, but they're very quick to claim videos, and Warner Brothers is not happy with me. I got a call from one of their lawyers a couple of years ago when I revealed the entire plot of The Matrix before the trailer even came out, and there was an actual problem. Like, it's been resolved. Well, I don't know if it's been resolved. They're not going to sue me or anything like that, but I'm going to be a little bit more cautious when it comes to using any of their footage on this channel. You understand what I'm saying? So I still can't believe that happened, but Godzilla X Kong the New Empire trailer's out. First of all, I love the beginning of the trailer. I love how they're doing the voiceover, like, you know, for years we thought that life existed only in the surface. We were wrong, and they're obviously referencing the Hollow Earth, because the Hollow Earth, we did see the Hollow Earth in Kong versus Godzilla, or Godzilla versus Kong, I'm sorry, from 2021, but we didn't get to explore all of it, because presumably the Hollow Earth on the inside, even though it's inside out, is as big as the Earth that we live in on the outside, which means there's probably regions and parts of the Hollow Earth that we have not had access to yet throughout history. And I'm saying we like it's real. I don't believe there's a Hollow Earth, man, even though that has been a conspiracy theory by many people. I don't think that's real. But within the universe, I mean, it's kind of that idea. So they show, early in the trailer, they kind of focus a lot on Kong, and they show Egypt, which has been rumored for quite some time. I've actually got a spoiler video coming out tomorrow on this movie. It's not going to be like the other one I did, where I go over the entire plot, or from one of my sources. It's actually from a 4chan/Reddit source. So I'll go into that more tomorrow. But Egypt is definitely a big part of this film. There's a big fight that takes place in Egypt, and we kind of see it in the trailer. They focus on Egypt a lot. We see the pyramids. We see somebody coming out of the pyramids. Looks like it's Kong. So they focus a lot on Kong early on, and they talk about how there's a new threat, a new enemy. And the new enemy is, you know, the Scar King, which is supposed to be the original king of the Middle Earth, the Hollow Earth. Kong meets a smaller Kong variation, a smaller ape, and that becomes sort of like his pupil, his like sort of like his surrogate son, and basically they quickly tell us that there's another giant ape, and it's not Kong. That would of course be the Scar King, who has been awakened. So they're going to give us a lot more backstory in this movie compared to what Godzilla vs. Kong was only teasing. We know there was a whole history between the Kongs and Godzilla's race and like what really happened, but it's still a mystery. But this movie will probably answer that, because the Scar King is who he was. Now, a lot of folks thought that the enemy for this movie is going to be aliens, but no, it's going to be the Scar King. So the Scar King has an army of animals. I'm not sure if they're all like actual kaiju, if they're all titans, or if they're just, you know, regular sized animals mixed with kaiju, or if, you know, like, we don't know. It looks like he has an army, and in the trailer, like, oh, Kong will have to fight him alone. And then they show like this Godzilla is like in this sort of what looks like this red or pink sleep stasis, like he's asleep, like he's hibernating, like he's, you know, recharging. I'm not really sure, but when we actually see Godzilla in the trailer, it looks like Kong is the focus, maybe even of the first half of the movie. So obviously the G-Man is still the main character, but they're going to build to him. And the trailer, she's like, he won't have to do it alone. And then that's when we see Godzilla. Now, Godzilla in this movie, very different look to him. He's got like a pinkish reddish scales, and it looks like his atomic bomb, or his atomic breath, excuse me, is gonna also be pink. So I'm guessing that's Godzilla in thermal mode. It does kind of resemble a little bit how Godzilla looked in the Destroyer movie, even though in that one it was more like an orangey kind of glow. In this one, it's more like a pinkish glow. And so Kong and Godzilla are going to work together. They show this awesome shot of the Scar King on this throne, right? That's the king, right? Maybe by the end of this movie, they'll actually call him King Kong. Maybe when the Scar King is beaten, Kong will then become King Kong. That's how the movie ends. Wouldn't that be something? So anyways, the Scar King's about to fight, and what ends up happening is they actually show in the trailer near the end, like I mentioned, they show like that shot. It was very similar to the shot in Godzilla Minus One, where you see like the camera panning up Godzilla's tail, up his back to his face, about ready to blast. Except that in this version, his eyes are glowing, bro. And he blasts it, and then we see Godzilla and Kong running together towards the camera, presumably in the Hollow Earth against the Scar King. And basically that is like the final shot before the title card, Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. So yeah, look, I'm not expecting this to in any way be anywhere near as emotional as what Godzilla Minus One or even Shin Gojira were. Not even close. But the legendary movies are not meant to really be like that. They're mostly meant for campy, fun, action, monsters attacking each other. In many ways, these movies are tributes to the older Toho Godzilla films of the previous eras, where it's not just Godzilla terrorizing a city and the human story, and it's powerful and emotional. I'm sure some of that will be in the movie, but that's not what the focus is on. The purpose of seeing these movies is to see them fight. So if the movie's going to end up being this big battle royale with the Titans under the control of the Scar King against other Titans, Godzilla, Kong, maybe the return of some other ones. I mean, there are other ones out there. We saw them all bow to the King of the Monsters in Godzilla, King of the Monsters. That's going to be a huge, huge thing. I mean, you would think that the Godzilla versus Kong battle in the previous film, as well as Godzilla and Kong against Mechagodzilla, that they couldn't top that. Well, it looks like they're going to try to top it with a lot of, let's just say a lot of over-the-top insanity, if they go that route. But it looks like Godzilla and Kong are going to have to work together once again, because the Scar King and his army, again, Scar King is not a creature that's in the Toho library of monsters. He's a new enemy created for this franchise, for the Legendary Pictures franchise, and he's not in any of the previous King Kong movies. This is a new story, new villain, and I'm happy about that. Keep it different, do something different. Still give us tributes and homages to the Japanese. You can respect that, but still sort of, make it different. And that's what this is. Godzilla Minus One, you come for the big guy, you leave with the story. This one, you come for the big fights and the big guy fighting other monsters and Kong, and you leave with that as well. So, very exciting time. They are dropping a lot right now. Monarch is also on the air. I haven't been able to see it yet. I don't have Apple TV Plus or whatever. I don't think I'm going to get it. I'm just not interested in another streaming service. But, those are my thoughts. Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. I'll check it out April 12th. It's right around the time. It's 2 days for my birthday. So I'll be there April 11th unless I get it early. And of course, we'll have more updates to come in the future. But big movie, dropping soon. They know that the hype behind Godzilla is real. So there you go. Smart move. Those are my thoughts. Take care.